Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I'll be reading a multi-character extruder by me, so let's get into it. Albedo. The two of you were partners already, and Albedo has had marriage in mind for a long time, but he's never had the courage or the time to actually prepare for it and commit. But it was something in the foreseeable future, and that's why the idea remained in his mind every so often, crossing it, and never quite leaving. So, when he told you to fetch your stuff for him from the shelf and watch you struggle a little bit, he smiled fondly, telling you, instead of, my dear, he said, "Don't worry, my wife. I'll get it for you." And he acted like nothing happened, totally nonchalant, while he stared, feeling like you couldn't speak. Speechless, actually, by what happened, in complete awe of how the name sounded on his lips. "You're what?" And he looked at you, feeling like he was caught, and he just cleared his throat, coughing. "I meant, my darling. My dear. Sorry," he said, and quickly got to work, ignoring the encounter and acting like nothing ever happened. But of course, that would live to remind rent-free for the rest of the week, and perhaps even longer. Thinking about the implied possibilities of Albedo's little slip-up. Venti. Venti had no idea that he would be getting this drunk today, especially not after buying the drink. He was so scared of losing it, and he wanted you to keep it, because he couldn't afford buying another one. He was broke. He might be an archon, but he surely had no way of getting money. So that's why he told you, walling up a little bit, to take this little box and take care of it. Just like this. "Hey, Lion, what's wrong, Venti?" he said, holding him up so he doesn't fall. "Could you please take care of this? I want it to be my wife. I don't want to lose it," he complained, while he stared at him, dumbstruck, and not even having any idea how to react. But you decided to nod, smiling fondly, and deciding to respect his wishes, not looking into the box, because he also had to have a chance to surprise you with whatever he got, and he knew that no matter what it was, it would be something that you would like, especially since Venti was the one to get it. "Kazuha." Kazuha did not say it to you directly, but you heard that, and still softened you up, almost making you cry on the spot. Basically, he was talking to Beto, showing her something. Something in a box, in a velvet box, so it probably was a ring, and that alone made your heart race and jump, feeling like it was going to burst out of your chest. "Beto, do you think it's good? I got it for her. I really want her to be my wife. I love her. So, do you think it's worthy?" She just smiled, laughing a little bit at how shy he was, telling him that whatever it was, if you truly loved him, and he chose the best thing he felt for you, then it was going to work. And she was so right about that, because he knew that if Kaza did not even give you a ring, you would be ready to marry him all the same. The only thing that you signed up for was him, and it didn't matter if there was a ring or not to bind you to. Scaramouche. You and Scaramouche were not known to the public, yet, and especially not the Patui. He planned to leave there as soon as possible, and you were with him on that. Honestly, you didn't like them. You did not stomach them one bit. and neither did he. So we were glad that he was going to leave soon. But regardless, this was not the point right now. You wanted to go to his office and talk to him, but the guard outside kept telling you that he wanted no distractions and that you were not allowed in his office. And after a little bit, Scaramouche heard your voice. And that's why he stormed outside, yelling at the guard for being mean to you, telling him, "Don't ever talk to my wife like that. Got it?" And then furiously taking you inside, locking the door. And in that moment, everything that you felt melted away completely. Your mind and soul, focusing on one thing, that Scaramouche has called you his wife. He really did that. And you were honestly staring with glee, happy, while Scaramouche blushed brightly at his mistake. One that he was probably bound to make many times in the future, and perhaps even soon enough, it wouldn't be just a mistake anymore. Xiao, the two of you went to meet the Archon and the Deputy for the first time since your relationship, which was not actually very recent. You had been partners for about more than a year. And also, Xiao just didn't take you to meet them because he was nervous and kind of shy. So finally, after mustering up enough courage, he decided that perhaps it was time for you to finally meet. And that's why he took you there. And you're on your best behavior, staying quiet and observing everything around you. But it just so happened that Xiao was the first one to make a mistake. You were his fiancée, not his wife. And yet, he was talking to Charlie and saying, "Hello, Rexlapis. This is my wife, Lian." And soon enough he stopped, his eyes going wide as he realized his mistake. And Cloud Retainer just could not, for the love of God, shut the hell up. One did not realize that he would keep secrets from us. But, alas, one should also know. And before Cloud Retainer could continue, Xiao teleported away, leaving you to, unfortunately, explain everything on your own. But thankfully, a few minutes later, he was back, apologizing to Charlie for leaving him so suddenly, telling him that he just needed fresh air. Even though all of you were on a mountain, already with a lot of air to get. But Charlie did not say anything about that. Pantalone. Yes, this character just got released yesterday. He's a bit to be Harbinger, but I'm still gonna do him anyway. Simp. Sue me. Anyway, Pantalone might be too cold sometimes, uncaring, and always thinking about his goals. With that snake smile of his, and those sneaky fox eyes, no one thought that there was a space for love in his cold heart. And yet, a heart of stone was a heart nonetheless. And Pantalone was capable of love more than he realized. He was protective of you, and the only thing that could surpass his own greed for money was you. His own greed to have you all to himself, to spend more time with you, and to make you his. And that's why, the first time you actually met the other Harbingers, he introduced you as his wife. While you just sat there, blushing brightly, and not correcting him, because he just gave you a little pinch and smiled at you innocently, like nothing was wrong. And honestly, you didn't mind it, but you hoped that this would actually be real soon, and he wouldn't just keep you like that. And hey, it was beneficial, because no one would dare approach you after what he said. And of course, he wouldn't let anyone, whether they tried to or not. He was just that protective of you. He loved you, more than anything else in the world, and he was going to keep you his, no matter how hard it was to keep it that way.